Hello, and welcome to an SST unboxing featuring titles that I don't know. I am not aware of what I'm getting. This, my friends, is the SST Sampler Pack, the first of its kind that Paul Fry has ever done. Trying to clear out some warehouse space. So, well, I have a bunch of SST titles. I don't have all of them, but I have a handful. And well, it sounds intriguing. So I figured let's unbox it and we'll see what we get. So I'm going to move this to the side for 1 second as I pull out the contents. Oh, we got a little note from Paul right there. Thank you so much for your order. I love it. I love those notes. So this includes 4 books, 2 of which are sold out, 2 of which are presumably still available. I did see the contents of another person's sampler pack online, so I don't know if it's going to be the same books or not. We're going to find out. So let's start with this one on the right here. Let's dive right in. We've got multiple SST bookmarks. The SST bookmarks have changed over the years. They used to be a little tinier. Now they're big old bookmarks. Look at that. Big old books. For big old books. I don't mind. I like bookmarks. Oh, we get 4 of them. Oh, I guess. Oh, I saw what the second book is. I saw what the first book is, too, here. So right off the bat, we have The Bank by Bentley Little. I'm not going to show this one in too much detail. This one actually has its own unboxing video on my channel. So this one is going to be a little bit of a duplicate. Just a smidge of a duplicate. In that, you know, I already have it. But I kind of expected at least 1, if not 2 duplicates. You never know. So The Bank by Bentley Little is the story of the first person's bank, the first people's bank, opening up in a small town in Arizona. It features the incredible artwork of Ben Baldwin. This is going to be signed by Bentley Little. This is copy number 10 of 400 copies. I think The Bank is still available. I'm not going to go into too many details. I'm just going to kind of flip through very briefly, show you one interior illustration, such as that. Check out my full-length unboxing video dedicated to The Bank if you want to see that in its glory. But essentially, small town in Arizona. It's going to have a bank open up. The bank is going to be very suspicious. Some crazy stuff's going to go on. It's going to be up to an everyman to kind of try to save the day, which is kind of the formula for most Bentley Little novels. This is the one that I chuckled, expecting I was going to get. If you have watched my channel, you may have seen my book review for Chasing the Boogeyman by Richard Chizmar, which involved me kind of becoming susceptible to Chizmar's marketing campaigns, leading to me purchasing several copies of Chasing the Boogeyman, the trade edition. So I did not buy the SST edition because I was like, I've got enough copies. But here we go. We have the SST edition in my hands now, featuring Ben Baldwin's artwork again. Very bright cloth boards on this one. So now I own another copy of Chasing the Boogeyman. Not going to lie. Oh, this is a PC copy of 500, signed by Chizmar and Ben Baldwin. Not going to lie, if Paul Fry had given me just 4 copies of Chasing the Boogeyman, I would have probably died laughing on video. I didn't think he would, but imagine if he had. That would have been funny as hell. But like, here's 4 copies of this book. So Chasing the Boogeyman, I highly recommend you check out my my book review and discussion of the marketing campaign. Because I think it's a fun video. It kind of goes off the rails in the second half. But I think it's fun to watch. Chasing the Boogeyman, it's an alright novel. It's like a true crime novel about a not true crime that features Richard Chizmar as the main character, Richard Chizmar. This does not appear to actually feature any of interior illustrations from Ben Baldwin. It looks like it was just the cover page. This does feature these photographs, which are from the trade edition. So yeah, it's a novel about a young Richard Chizmar, a alternate universe Richard Chizmar, who takes it upon himself to try to track down in his journalistic ways. My box is falling off screen. The titular boogeyman. It's all right. It doesn't. The ending is unsatisfying, and I guess it leaves it open to a sequel, which he did. He did do a sequel called Becoming the Boogeyman. I did purchase one single copy of that. I did not buy 6 of them. I have not read that one yet, but from what I've heard, it's not good. Becoming the Boogeyman, which seems to imply it might be a backstory on the Boogeyman, is in fact a sequel to Chasing the Boogeyman. And apparently there are a lot of Stephen King name drops. I mean, Richard Chizmar is a friend of Stephen King, and he really hits that home throughout Becoming the Boogeyman, I guess. I'll read that one day, and I'll give you a book review on the channel here. So anyways, on to package number 2, featuring 2 more titles. Ooh, right off the bat, this is another new one for me. This is Big Lizard by Joe R. Lansdale and Keith Lansdale. This is a really tiny novel. This is small. So anyways, this is a collaborative novel between the two of them, father and son duo. Also the co-editors of the now canceled New Demons anthology. If you haven't heard about that, New Demons launched a Kickstarter a week ago. And, well, it was co-edited by Joe R. Lansdale, Keith Lansdale, and Patrick McDonough. Some stuff came up about Patrick McDonough, and everyone jumped ship. They lost a lot of authors off the table of contents, including Stephen Graham Jones, both Joe Hill and Owen Hill, Gabino Iglesias, a whole bunch of authors jumped ship. So there's Big Lizard, featuring the artwork of Jock, J-O-K, not to be confused with the other artist, Jock, J-O-C-K. This one is a superhero novel in a pure Lansdalean way. It's signed with both Joe R. Lansdale and Keith Lansdale. It's limited to 1,500 copies. Is that the largest limitation that SST has ever done? It might be. This is the novel of a security guard in a chicken joint where you get to kill your own chickens. Is this the artwork bleeding through? It is. You can see it coming right through the edge of the page there. He gets a job at a chicken joint where you get to kill your own chicken. And, well, some instances occur that cause the chicken joint to kind of explode in a giant fireball. And the security guard is imbued with the powers to turn into a giant lizard, a big lizard, if you will. And so he decides he's going to fight evil as a big lizard. He also fights a big chicken, I guess. So there's interior illustrations by Jock throughout. Very small novel. Like I said, very tiny trim size here. That's how you get so many pages in this. This might almost be like novella length if there's the chicken sacrifice going on, I guess. I don't want to show all the illustrations in case some of them feature any spoilers. I don't know if they are. So, it sounds interesting. Sounds like a little Toxic Avenger kind of fun. A little trauma, I should say. Big Lizard. The weirdest Hulk ripoff ever. I think Jeff Terry over at the Jeff Word had done a review of this a year or two back. I think he liked it. And this one is still available on account of being, 1,500 copies. Like I said, it is perhaps the largest limitation that SST has done. I don't know if that's a fact. That's what I'm feeling. I'm feeling like it's a pretty large limitation. And last but certainly not least is another one. I'm not going to showcase too much because I did showcase this previously. This one is going to be a duplicate as well. But like I said, you win some, you lose some. I got 2 new titles, one of which is my favorite book ever. Such a favorite book that I own 6 copies of it and now own a 7th copy. This, my friends, is The Living Dead. This is not the one. I'm referring to Boogeyman, of course, with that. Not this one. This I only own one copy of, which I actually got in another sampler pack, not from SST, because this is the very first sampler pack that SST has done. I got it in a sampler pack from Levidian. Levidian had a Other Publishers sampler pack, and I was lucky enough to get a copy of The Living Dead through that. Was that the same sampler pack that I received Frankenstein in? I don't recall. One of those sampler packs from Levidian was the coolest sampler pack I have ever received. Francois Vaillancourt's artwork featuring the cover there. It was a sampler pack that featured, it's PC copy of 400, signed by Suzanne Romero, George Romero's widow, Daniel Kraus, who finished the novel, Vincenzo Natali, and then Francois Vaillancourt. As I was saying before I distracted myself, one of the sampler packs I got from Levidian featuring Other Publishers' books included Amarantine's Frankenstein, which is the coolest book I've ever received in a sampler pack. That is just, it blew my mind. So this is The Living Dead. It is a posthumous release for George A. Romero. It was finished by Daniel Kraus. Actually, I wonder if was he writing it with Daniel Kraus, when he was still alive? Like, it had been intended to be a co-publishing deal? Or had it just been like, he had been writing it by himself, and then in the wake of his passing, Daniel Kraus picked up the torch. I don't know. But I've heard good things about it. I love George Romero's works, his Dead-related works, starting with Night of the Living Dead, Dawn of the Dead, Day of the Dead. I even like Diary of the Dead, the found footage one, Land of the Dead. He had a whole bunch near the end there. He did a couple different Dead ones in the last 15 years at this point. So yeah, I'm excited to dive into this one. Like I said, this is technically a duplicate. But you know what? I don't know if I showed that one off in full in that unboxing video, because that one I think had a whole bunch of other titles as well. So this is a chance to show it again. Whereas Bentley Little the Bank, it was its own standalone title, so its own video. So that one got its own standalone treatment. So yeah, I would say that was a pretty cool sampler pack. Wind up with a good number of titles. So you got your Big Lizard, your Living Dead, you're Chasing the Boogeyman, The Bank. We'll just keep that one out of shot because, you've already seen it. So yeah, those are two new titles for me. One which is has a contentious relationship with me, but it is what it is. I kind of expected that this might be included. Big Lizard, very exciting to dive into that. I like me some Joe R. Lansdale. Never read anything by Keith. I think I own one that they both co-wrote. I think they both co-wrote Hell's Bounty that Subterranean Press published years back. Bought that, haven't read it yet, so that's on my TBR pile. But yeah, once I do read these, I'm not reading this one again, I'm sorry. Once I do read these, or The Bank, I haven't read The Bank yet, I will do book reviews on this channel here. So please consider sticking around to check out those book reviews, or continue watching these wonderful unboxing videos that I do as the boxes arrive. So thank you very much for watching. Please check out SST Publications, and we will see you around next time.